If you're watching this video, you're probably considering buying the Roseselsa Aurora headphones, and you want to know if they are worth the $50 asking price. Now, I will tell you right here at the beginning of the video, these are a great value, and yes, they are totally worth your money, and I'll have links to where you can pick them up. This is why they are worth your money. Hey guys, before we do that, my name is Mitchell. I make videos about mobile tech, and if you appreciate this video, a like would be greatly appreciated, or you guys can go ahead and subscribe if you want to. Either way, I appreciate you personally taking the time out to watch this video. Now, most of the time, if you get a more budget pair or a more entry-level pair of IEMs, you are going to get a cheap plastic braided cable. You're gonna get one pair of ear tips. You're likely not going to get a case, and you're definitely not going to get a DAC. Those are all things that come included with the Roseselsa Aurora, and unless I kind of state otherwise, the RZ200 DAC that comes included with them is the DAC that I did a lot of my testing with. These also come with a hard case, which is really nice, and they come with these ear tips, which I'll get a close-up for you guys. These are the Sound Cocoon ear tips. They're supposed to be antibacterial liquid silicone ear tips. Just in my experience, they're a different shape. I tried using these with Comply foam ear tips, and I found that these sounded better. And oftentimes, guys, if you are getting that really budget pair, you're gonna wanna maybe get some different ear tips, get a DAC with it and stuff like that. And the fact that all this stuff comes pre-packaged all together as kind of like a kit to get you started is great. And most of the time it's going to be cheaper to get something like this that has all this stuff than going to find each of those individual components even on AliExpress. If these are a little bit too expensive for you though, I did review the Zhu Audio Z3, which are another great pair of kind of entry-level wired IEMs. I think those come in at right around the $40 mark, and I'll have a video for you guys linked up here. And if you guys would like to see a comparison between these two IEMs, let me know in the comment section. Before we talk about the sound, I'd like to talk a little bit about the construction and overall design of these headphones because they're clear. And I love that they're clear because you can see everything that's inside of them. You can see the dual driver setup, and you even can see some of the wiring and some of the connection points in these headphones. It is worth noting that these are vented headphones, so you're likely not gonna wanna take these to the gym or get really sweaty with them because that sweat will find its way inside. I know other headphones at this price point are metal, and personally, I don't really have a preference between metal or plastic. The metal can sometimes feel a little bit heavier in my ears and make them a little bit less enjoyable to wear. The plastic feels a little bit cheaper, but is lighter and kind of more comfortable in my ear. This is really just comes down to personal preference. Let me know what you guys prefer in the comment section. But having the clear headphones with kind of the brushed aluminum exterior, these do look pretty nice. And I love that you can see the drivers inside. Now, talking about the drivers, this is a dual driver setup. We have a 10mm dynamic driver and a more exotic 6mm dual magnetic planar driver, or a dual magnet planar driver. Sorry, I am not an audio engineer, but from my understanding, the planar magnetic driver is rare at this price point. And honestly, talking about it, these things sound great. To talk about the sound, I did most of my testing with these, with this included DAC or the Canera Celeste CD2. This is kind of your entry-level $25 DAC if you're an audio enthusiast and you want to get into the world of audiophile products. Let me know if you guys want a review on this. But using the included DAC that these come with, it felt like I was in a large club with kind of lower ceilings. That was kind of the sound stage, but still very, very roomy. The sound in regards to the low end, very well controlled, kind of a slightly warmer sound, but very, very neutral would be the best way I can describe it. So they sound neutral with a little bit added in the bass and the sub bass and the low end to give it a little bit of thump. These things, in my opinion, are really just kind of tuned, kind of generic, and I don't say generic in a bad way. Like, they sound just neutral, meaning that whether or not you're listening to rock, hip hop, metal, jazz, they sound really, really neutral, crisp, and flat. Like the highs are bright enough that they feel kind of energetic and it sounds good with female vocals and kind of singer-songwriter stuff, but the highs are never fatiguing, they're never tiring. The mids are forward enough that you can listen to podcasts and spoken word stuff and that all sounds great. And there's enough bass and sub-bass to listen to electronic music, and like there's really a decent amount of thump, while at the same time having kind of a warm feel to that lower end of the spectrum. That's kind of the best way I can describe this for you guys. Getting to test these headphones with different DACs, as I said before, I tested it with the Canera Celeste CD2. I also tested it with the Time Ear TU99 and some other DACs that my friends have, which I will list up here for you guys. But getting to listen to these with my kind of Russian friend group of Russian friends I have here in Vietnam that are kind of audiophiles. They have a big collection of DACs, and we always test new headphones that I get, and they help me kind of shape my opinion and shape my review because they are much nerdier about this stuff than I am. And we all agreed that with both this DAC, which is a entry-level DAC, and this DAC, which is the DAC that comes included, they sounded much more like $75, $85 IEMs, which means that these things hit well above their weight right at that $50 mark, and they have a much more luxurious, much more expensive sound. Now, these definitely aren't going to perform as well as like some 3, 4, 5 driver IEMs that you have, but they definitely do sound unique in the fact that they are neutral without being flat. They are well controlled without being restrained. They have plenty of thump for a variety of different types of music without that thump being overwhelming or sloppy. And the best adjective that I can use to describe these is just tight and well controlled. When I use them with the Canera Celeste DAC, the only difference that I really noticed in overall soundstage was it went from being like a larger club with lower ceilings to a larger club with slightly higher ceilings. Obviously, some more exotic, more expensive $100 DACs did sound a little bit different with these, but in general, if you guys are trying to get into the audiophile world and you are looking to get your first pair, I think this or the Zhu Audio would make a great first pair of wired IEMs because they have everything that you need right there in the box. You don't need to buy anything else. You don't need to buy a case for them, which oftentimes, if you're spending $20 on a pair of headphones, but they come with a really cheap cable, a new cable will be $8 to $10, and then maybe you want some new ear tips because the ear tips that come with them are kind of not that great, or they just don't provide the performance that you want. That's another $5 to $7 after shipping, handling, tax, and then a case, $4 to $5, and boom, you're right at the $40, $55 mark. So you just might as well get something that is a little bit better right out of the box because this is a great user experience from the moment that you unbox it. Let me know if you guys like this video. If you want to see more content, a subscribe would be greatly appreciated. My name is Mitchell. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Links to the video about the Zhu Audio Z3 up here, and links to my keyboard channel right here. Peace.